ChatGPT can now build you a real website and host it from a single sentence. You describe the site, it builds it and hands you a live link. No designer or developer or coding knowledge needed. It's called ChatGPT Sites, a brand new feature that we've been using inside our own business for a few weeks now. In fact, one of the things that I've built is live right now with real people signing up through it every day. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 things that I built with it live, the exact words I typed, and the stuff that it flat out cannot do yet, so you don't lose a weekend finding that out the hard way. Plus, I'll show you exactly how to access it and walk through all the key settings you need to know. Let's get into it. So here I am in the ChatGPT desktop app, and I do recommend you use the desktop app for this. Sites is also available on the web version, but the feature set as of right now is quite limited, so go and download the desktop app. Now, once you have the desktop app downloaded and installed, you'll see on the left-hand side here, and this is the same whether you're in ChatGPT or in Codex, we'll see here this section for sites. Now, this section here is for managing existing sites that you have built. To create a new site, what you want to do is head to a new chat, make sure you have work mode selected, and then all you need to do is in the prompt area, just type the @ symbol and search for sites. You can see here, build and deploy websites with sites. Once we select that one, all we literally need to do is describe the site that we want to build. So let's take a look at an example. So for this first build, what I asked ChatGPT was to build a production-ready single-page landing page for our free 9x community. Now, this is actually solving a real problem for us because this right here is the default sign-up page for our community. We run this on a dedicated platform, and unfortunately, we can't customize this page whatsoever. So if someone lands here, they have no idea about what's actually inside our community, why they should sign up. All they see here is an email box where they can put in their email and then they can set their name and password, but we're really not providing enough information here. So that's why we want to create a custom landing page. Now, to make sure the landing page meets our style guide and the way we like to communicate, what I've actually provided is a dedicated brief for this. So if we take a look at the right-hand panel here, we can open up the files, and what I have already provided inside this project are a few different things. So first of all, we have this brief, and I can open that one up a little bit bigger. So first of all, I'm explaining the behavior, what I want to happen when someone enters their email on this landing page, and then I lay out the full structure. So we have a hero section. We then highlight the main benefit of joining the community, which is the fact that we run a free live workshop on AI and automation every single week. We lay out the other things that you can get inside the community, like our AI starter course, every template, skill, and resource that we share in our YouTube videos. We want to have some social proof, so we have a credibility strip, and then some additional sections introducing myself and my co-founders, some FAQ, and also another call to action in case they're interested in our B2B training offer. Now, on top of the brief, what we're also providing is any assets that ChatGPT needs to create this page. So we see here in our assets folder, we have our client logos for testimonials, the fonts that we use in our design system, the images of myself and my co-founders, and our 9x logo, plus our design style guide, so it knows exactly how to create this landing page so it looks like the rest of our website. So let's send this one off. And now let's take a look at what ChatGPT created. You can see it's confirmed that it's built and published the 9x community landing page, listing out everything that it built, confirming the sign up behavior. And then we have a link where we can preview this in the browser. So let's take a look. And here we go. Our landing page is ready. So we have the very strong headline, learn AI live every week. They can simply enter their email address. It even pulled in dynamically our next upcoming live workshop from our Circle platform where we run our community. This is a real actual event, our next live workshop on Claude Code for beginners. And you can see it's really following the brief. Here's what else is inside of our free community. We have the credibility section featuring those client logos and testimonials, introducing myself and my co-founders, and finally that FAQ section with the B2B call to action. And if we actually test out the sign up flow, so let's say if I click here on join community, it brings me back up. I'm going to enter here my email address, and now I'm going to click on join the community, and you can see here I'm taken straight to our now community platform where I'm at the second step, and I can just enter my name and password. Now, whenever you create and publish any site here in ChatGPT, what will happen is your site will be hosted at a dedicated domain on chatgpt.site, as you can see there. But what we've actually done here, if I head over to sites, I'm going to go to my 9x community landing page that we built, and inside the settings, and here we have the ability to connect this site to to a custom domain. So I went ahead and hooked this up to our own custom domain here, join.go9x.com. And we can see, in fact, that this website is live here at that custom domain that we have set up. And this is completely running on the ChatGPT hosting infrastructure. I didn't have to take care of anything. All I needed to do was simply hook it up to a custom domain that I have purchased. Now, as I said, this is a live site. People are signing up through it every day. If you want to check this out for yourself, I'll leave a link to this one in the description below so you can see for yourself that this is a live and functioning website. If you do actually want to join our community, you can also feel free to put in your email address here if you want to join one of our upcoming free workshops or maybe take part of our free AI starter course. So landing pages is definitely a great use case for this site, and it doesn't need to be like the example I showed. If you're a small business and you want to use this for your main website, if it's a simple enough website, that is definitely possible. Or maybe if you're in a marketing team and you want to create dedicated landing pages for campaigns or events, just the speed at which you can create these websites is absolutely nuts. Now, another great use case, and that's what I want to show you with build number 2, is using that to create reports and dashboards for your company. So in my case, what I wanted to create is a YouTube dashboard where I can share the numbers with the rest of my team about how our YouTube videos are performing. And what I actually went ahead and did a quick Google search about some YouTube analytics dashboards and found this image of one that pretty much covers most of the metrics that I want to look at. And I just gave this image to ChatGPT, asked it to recreate this dashboard, but then pull in the live numbers from our YouTube channel and also BigQuery where all of our data lives. Now, all I'm going to do is, of course, add the sites tag, and another really useful plugin that comes with ChatGPT here on the desktop app, and I think also in the web version, is this data analytics plugin. That's where we've connected to BigQuery. And what we've also done is created our very own skill, so it knows how to pull in data from our YouTube channel. So I'll send this one off, and our dashboard is now ready to review. Let's go and check it out. And here you can see it is looking very, very similar to that image that I shared with it. We have all of our key metrics at the top, some in-depth graphs about the views, the average view duration, and the total watch time, how our subscribers are tracking, and then a per video breakdown of the last 30 days, all from a single prompt. Now, I used to work a lot with BI teams, with data analytics teams. Me as a marketer who isn't technical, there was no way that I would be able to create a full dashboard and report like this one. So I'd need to submit a ticket to the BI team or the data analytics team, wait a couple of weeks because they obviously are getting requests from every single department in the company. And then the same goes whenever you want to update anything. Now this can literally be set up just by connecting ChatGPT Work or Codex to your data and then telling it what dashboard you want it to create. Now, obviously, when you're talking about reporting and dashboards, you're talking about internal numbers for your company. So that's where the sharing settings become very important. So right here, whenever you create a site, it'll give you this share toggle, but also at any time you can go over to sites, find the site that you've created. So here, if I click on share, I see the sharing settings. So right now I have this set to only those invited, and you can see I, as the owner, have access to this, and my co-founder, Alex. I can change it to can view or also remove access. And if I have a look at this drop down, there's 3 different settings. So I can choose only those invited, like I did with Alex, and then add people here. So if I want to add my other co-founder, Piv, I will just add him this way. I can also set this to anyone in this workspace with the link, which means anyone inside my company, inside my ChatGPT workspace, has access to this report. So this is a great way if you're dealing with internal data. There'll be some reports that can be accessed by everyone in the company, and maybe there's some that you only want shared with your immediate team or maybe to the management board or whatever it is. And obviously in that first example of creating a public landing page, that one I have set to anyone on the internet. All right, now let's take a look at our third build. And I have to admit, this one really did blow me away. We're not talking about a simple website anymore, but a full dedicated web app with memory, with login functionality. So let's take a look what I asked ChatGPT to build here with the sites feature. So I asked it to build me an expense management tool where I could basically upload receipts of business expenses. And then I want to use AI to extract all the key data that I know that my accountant would need come tax time, and basically be able to build a tool for me where I can just take a photo on my phone and upload it, but importantly, everything gets saved per user. So we want to have an app with user sign-in where users can only access their own data, their own receipts. Also, it should retain all of the original receipt images since this is important, and have the ability to export all expenses as a CSV. So let's send this one off. And if we take a look at the results, we can see here ChatGPT created our receipt inbox application. It includes the following features. More importantly, it also lays out that one final step we need to make this functional is that we do need to add our OpenAI API key, because that's what's going to be used to actually screen the images of the receipts and extract the data. I'll show you in a second exactly where you can add this so it's all set up safely and correctly. But first, let's take a look at the app that was created. And here it is, our receipt inbox. Now, in this case, I didn't give any directions about style or design, so it sort of just went with it, which is great if you want to do any sort of rapid prototyping of functionality. Just let it decide what it should look like. So here it's got your business expenses, photograph it, file it, done it. I am actually logged in because I have been using and testing this app. So you can see here I have a couple of receipts that I have uploaded. Let me show you now the functionality. What I might actually do is switch to my phone. And so here I have that exact app up on my phone. You can see I am signed in and those same invoices are there. Let me go on now, take a photo of a new receipt. So I have one here. I'll just go and take a photo, use the photo, and we can see it's working. And the receipt added, if we take a look now, we have 3 receipts, and this is the new one here. And you can see it successfully extracted all of the data from that image. Pretty cool. Now, if we take a look back in the web version, if I refresh this page, as I said, I am actually logged in here as a user. And now we can see also that third image has come up. So this is a fully functioning web app with memory. In terms of how this is possible under the hood, let me go over back to our site's settings, and this is our expense management app. If I head over into the settings, what you'll notice here is you have settings, but we also have analytics, which I'll cover in a second, but also database. So because this one is a web app and I asked it to create users that can log in, you see here we have a users table, which at the moment I am the only user. And then we also have a receipts table, and you can see it's the 3 receipts that I have uploaded. Now, as I mentioned, important to get this one to work because we're using some AI functionality to actually extract the data from the invoices. What we have here, we have environment variables. So sometimes you're going to create sites that either need to pull in data from other systems, also talk to other systems, and sometimes you might need to provide API keys. So what I am doing is I'm using OpenAI to actually extract the data from the image. And so here I've safely added my OpenAI API key, and I've toggled this on as a secret. And we also have the variable for which model that we're using, which doesn't need to be a secret, but here you can basically create a bunch of variables, some of them secret, some of them not, that your site can then use. Now, if we do take a look, as I said, every single site that you create also comes with inbuilt analytics. So in the case of, for instance, public sites that you're creating, you might also be very, very interested in terms of how many unique visitors and page views you get. And if you have multiple pages on your site, you also see exactly what are the top pages that people are visiting. So those are the 3 builds that I've already done with ChatGPT Sites. And I hope you can see just how impressive and powerful this is and how it can really change web design and web development going forward. Now, let's quickly touch on a few limitations. So first of all, in terms of access, Sites is in public beta at the moment, and it's only available if you are on a paid ChatGPT plan. So here you can see ChatGPT Plus, Pro, Business, Enterprise, or Education plans. Now, next limitation, it also cannot be used to process any payments. This is a strict rule from OpenAI. So obviously this is not going to be your Shopify replacement. Now, the next limitation in terms of user sign-in, right now, the only sign-in option you have is sign in with ChatGPT. If we take a look here at our expense management tool, where I asked it to create user sign-in, if I sign out of my account, what you'll notice here now is when I click on sign in, what I get redirected to is basically a ChatGPT sign in. So any user that you want to have, even if you make this a public web app, they will need to have a ChatGPT account in order to log in to your tool and use this user management. And so all in all, what this is really focused on is building simple websites, maybe simple applications or internal tools. And internal tools is where I think this is going to have the biggest impact. You can even see here from the OpenAI OpenAI documentation, this is what they're really putting forward as the main use of the ChatGPT sites. But when it comes to building out, like, let's say, really full scale applications, here they even mention, so is the site the same as a full software product? A site is a good fit for focused internal tool, page, dashboards, or calculators. A more complex product may still require a separate engineering project. So really, if you're building anything, reporting dashboards, internal tools, being able to use this site's feature is going to enable you to move a lot faster. Now, everything you just saw, I ran inside OpenAI's new ChatGPT work mode. And Sites is only one of a handful of features that make ChatGPT work unlike anything you've used before. So click this video right here where I break down my 8 best use cases for ChatGPT work that every business professional should know. If that sounds interesting, I'll see you over there.